Hi guys, Laura here from Hedgehog's Homestead. Everybody's waiting nicely behind the fence for me. Hi. I am overwhelmed by this hot weather. It just keeps on being hot and hot and hot. Today's going to be 93, which in Tennessee, of course, feels like more like 98. We haven't had rain in almost, shoot. We've had little drizzles in more than a month and a half. We're talking almost 2 months now. Pigs are getting nice and big though. They're still growing like crazy. We got to get them some water. Need to get these guys a handful of food out of the feeder over here. Chickens are doing great. Oh, I left a couple eggs out here the other day. Little duck eggs. Ducks are doing fantastic. Laying us lots of eggs. There's 2 eggs in there. Farm fresh duck eggs. They're always dirty because of the very fact that they lay them on the ground. Well, these guys need some water. Eggs I have in the chicken coop. Do they have water in this? Yes. Okay, so they're not starving for water. That's good. Tiny house is still here. It should have been gone by now, but that's the way of life. The holdoff is finding somebody to move it. Let's see, our broody hen is still broody. Thank you. Lots of eggs. Thank you, my girl. Now you can be free. Now you can be free. Go get something to eat. Lots of eggs in there. So sad that we lost those 2 ducks to coyotes, but it was good that the other ducks started picking up and laying eggs. So I'm gonna go ahead and start watering everything. And I'll show you what I did yesterday. I didn't even film it. Some more little broccoli babies in here and planted them all. There, and there, and there. Those are all the broccoli babies. Oh, and it looked like a chicken got in here. and unearthed one of my broccoli babies. I guess I need to put another piece of stone there. And over here, I put a bunch in there, and over here, and in here, and it looks like they already got to one over here, but I had so many plants where I had 2 in 1, and so that's why you can see that there's so many. And those were the ones that around is been really good lately. The animals are doing fantastic. I took the advice of somebody. You can see that I planted out a bunch of broccoli for fall. This time of year, we kind of, here where I live in Tennessee anyways, we go straight from fall to winter. We are not up in the hills of the Appalachians. We're kind of middle Tennessee, so we don't have that gradual fall into winter. We have it. It's still going to be like 94, 95 this week. So it's a little bit on the crazy side. So we still have growth on our tomato plants because it's cooler at night when the tomatoes want to grow. And we're still watering them. We've got some fantastic tomatoes coming on here still. And we'll let that one ripen up. And a bunch, even though the plant has taken to some blight, we still have some fantastic tomatoes coming on everywhere. So I may be able to make another bunch of, see, we have romaines coming on strong on this plant, even though there's some blight on it. So when we take these out of here, we'll just burn them. This is a nice yellow tomato, sunrise, Daddy Sunrise or something. I forget the name of it. And then this plant over here isn't doing that great, but we still have some tomatoes on there. And then over here we have some little tomatoes, some more aromas, all of that stuff. And so I went ahead and planted some more broccoli. We'll water that after we take care of the animals. And so still a lot happening in the garden here in Tennessee. I would have been pulling up plants if I still lived in Oregon. And we would have had a lot of green tomatoes because it would just grow cold kind of rapidly, and then we'd have to go ahead and pick those tomatoes green, and then either I would put them in a box and let them turn red, or we would make green tomato salsa, which we love. We love to make green tomato salsa because we love the taste, and we also love the very fact that it really stays long canned on the shelf. So it was our go-to for green tomato salsa, and then we'd make like pork or chicken, green chili, soup, or just even with pork, And so one of the things that, thanks to some of you guys, I'm sorry I forget your name, she is staying in longer. And what I did is the grounding rod that came with my Premier One fencing, I was starting to get that it wasn't, because our ground gets so hard and it doesn't go in very deep. See, I can just pluck that out. So that grounding rod is doesn't go in deep enough, so it doesn't work very well. Another thing that I needed to do is, because it's so dusty, keep on rinsing this off. It seems to be working a lot better, and she's staying in a lot more. So this is what I'm using. Just rebar and putting my ground on that. I tapped it in sideways because our ground is so hard, it goes in better sideways. And so that's just a grounding rod that is made out of rebarb, and seems to be working. That was one of your guys' suggestions, so I'm very thankful for that. I need to do that for this one over here too, because I have it on a painted fence and I need to fix that. So a painted pole, and so I need to fix that. So things are going fantastic with the animals, with the garden, with the chickens. Now that we have a hot fence for them, they are a lot more protected, even though we do have a coop, our chicken run that we are going to install. One of the things why we haven't moved these guys is because we want to figure out how and where we're going to move these pigs. We want to move them into the forest, but maybe you guys can help us with some of the suggestions on how to move the pigs to the forest so they can be in there for the winter and be protected by the wind a lot better. And maybe just for now on, we'll make paddocks in the forest, because we don't really like what they're doing to our land, because we're keeping them in one spot too long, because my husband does not like me to move the pigs by myself. That has been an issue. So even though I'm pretty self-aware that she can be really aggressive, and I know her better than everybody else, my husband just doesn't want me to get hurt. He doesn't want me to. We want to be able to put them in paddocks where we can move them on a regular basis, so they don't overwhelm areas. And we want them to have more shade, so they won't be digging too many of these big old holes in on the property. Hi girl, I know what you want. Let me go get her an egg, guys. She wants an egg. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. As you can see me feeding her egg, she looks pretty gentle, but when she's in heat, she can be very aggressive. And so that is one of the things about pigs is female pigs, and why we're not keeping a boar is because they can be aggressive sometimes, and we don't want to have to deal with that aggressive nature, or them coming after me. So when I check her when she's in heat, it can be very dangerous, and until you get that push on her back, she'll try to bite you when she's in heat. So you want some water on that side too? Let me get some water on that side too. So we're still, because it's still been very hot out here, having to keep wallows for the pigs and plenty of shade. Now if they were in the woods, it would be cooler by a lot, because they would have a lot more shade that they could go into. Hi, Mrs. Pigglesworth. Huh. And she's not in heat today, and she's just friendly. But the scary thing about when your pig's in heat is that she could be coming off as friendly, just following you around. That's one of the things that they do when they're in heat, is they tend to follow you around and just be grunting a lot, very vocal, and just wanting attention. And so that's one of the things with her, is when she's in heat, We have to be very careful. So that is the update on the animals and the garden. What we are growing is still more tomatoes. Nothing else other than broccoli and cauliflower for the winter. I grow, even though we're carnivore, I grow the broccoli and cauliflower. Every once in a while we like a pizza, and I make our own pizza sauce that is sugar-free, and I make our own spaghetti sauce to make. So every once in a while we'll have a little pizza from cauliflower crust. And the broccoli we will have every once in a while, like when we have somebody over. Plus, I also use it to feed the dogs. In our dog food, we have broccoli, and we also have green beans, and we are growing green beans for them. I didn't grow enough pumpkins this year for them. My husband spoiled them and bought them a couple pumpkins at the store, which are so much more expensive than growing them yourself. Like $7 for a pumpkin, and it's like, oh my goodness, because we grow them ourselves normally. So we didn't grow a lot this year, but we are ready for fall, and it just seems to not want to come here in Tennessee. Every once in a while we get a little cold snap. We've had one. We usually get 3 of them, where fall kind of teases us a little bit. It is cooler at night, so that's nice because it lets the tomatoes grow at night, and it lets the broccoli and stuff grow. It's cooler, so it will not hurt the broccoli too much. So I got to get watering the garden. I appreciate you guys coming by, as always, especially you guys, good old faithful ones. I just thought I'd give a video update on how the animals are doing. They are looking fantastic. In fact, the pigs almost look like they're getting a lot taller right now. The males are doing very well all by themselves. The females are doing very well by themselves. And we are not knowing exactly what we want to do with our pigs. So we do have a couple for sale if you guys are interested. So give us a call, and we will raise them out for you and finish them off. And then you can deal with the butcher. They are for sale. We're not going to do that for free, but if you guys would like to do something like that. They get mostly organic feed. They're raised on pasture, and they're very healthy and happy animals. So I'm very happy to raise them this way. And the only better thing that I can do for these guys is put them in the woods where there's a lot more to forage from. So thank you for watching. God bless, and we'll see you guys next time here on Hedgehog's Homestead. Bye.